We have Paul Errington with the Dirty Reiver. We have bikes. We have social media, seeing where you're at. We've talked just a little bit about the Rage series down there in Wichita. And what else we got?
Well, we've been busy riding, haven't we, Bobby?
We've ridden just a little bit. Can't wait. Hey, welcome to This is Gravel. I'm Bobby Thompson. With me today, Mr. Neil Taylor. Neil, what's been going on? What have you been doing? You getting out riding?
Riding bikes, Bobby, yes. Finally, we've got at least a little bit of nice weather going on around here in Emporia. So yesterday got out for a century, which was nice.
Exactly a century?
100.4 miles according to Strava.
Okay. Did you ride around the block until you got the extra mile?
Quite a bit. I rolled up to the house and I knew it was going to be right there pretty close. And I looked down as I was coming down 12th Avenue and it had crossed 100. I said, okay, I'm just going to the door. I was toasted at the end of that. I forgot how rough some of our far out roads were.
Yeah.
I rode out by Texaco and up the backside of that, Camp Creek Road, some of those. And so I forgot.
It wears you out getting out there, doesn't it?
It does.
It's different than riding around locally. I mean, the few miles in the area where everything's well maintained, nicely packed.
Oh yeah, you ride these local, 30 miles around town. It's packed, it's fast. You can just get out there and rip, and then you get out there and you got rocks the size of baby heads, and it's a little different.
How long's it been since you've held a baby? I mean, the rocks are pretty dang big. Maybe a mouse head or something.
There were some pretty big rocks out there, man. I'm telling you. It seemed like I was aiming for every single one of them too.
That's pretty good.
Now, how about you, Bobby? Did you get out and do a little bit of riding today as well, or maybe this past weekend?
Yeah. I went out. Okay, so I've had the highs and the lows. I went out and did Rage against the Chain Ring in Peck, Kansas, Saturday morning. I don't think it ever got above 32 degrees, and the wind was pretty much equal. It was right around 30 miles per hour, consistent wind. With you could feel the gusts coming in. I don't know what those were at, 40, 45, but it was enough to almost stop you in your track. And as you know, if you're riding single speed, when you get stopped in your tracks, it's hard to get going again. So it was interesting. It was a good day. And I just actually got back today about 15 minutes ago from I went out today, which was closer to probably 80.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
nice
sure 75, but I'm sure it felt closer to 80. And so I did about 80 miles today, and I'm a little blown. I'm a little tired right now, but yeah, definitely. I spilled some ice cream on my shirt. I mean, my last Casey's stop in Cottonwood Falls, I spilled ice cream. So,
but at least you got some ice cream.
I did. I got ice cream. I needed to get home. I needed that energy to get home. So, but yeah, it was good. So it's been good to get out. I'm ready for spring.
Absolutely.
I'm not ready to jump straight into summer, but I'm ready for some 60s and 70s. Seems like we've had either 30s and 40s or close to 80s.
Yeah, it's really weird how, what was it? They say Saturday.
Right.
So 3 days ago, 4 days ago,
right.
You're out and you're riding, and it's just miserable. I mean, I stayed inside that day. I wasn't going to get out and do that.
Yeah.
And then today, it's ridiculous, but hey, I'm enjoying it while we got it.
Right.
I'm going to actually get out hopefully for about another 30 here tonight and see how the legs
48 and rain on Saturday.
Yay!
Yeah. So, in comparison, I was thinking, so today, this time last year, I was getting ready to hop on a flight to go over to England and do the Dirty Reiver, where it was 20 degrees at the start. We sat in the van with the heater on until they said it was probably a couple minutes before go. And we all jumped out, ran when I say we all, me and Jim, the Americans, jumped out and ran over, and Amanda, you too, jumped out and ran over to our bikes, hopped on our bikes, and went. So we hid from it as long as we could, but that was a good ride too, and they'll be doing that this weekend. So
awesome.
We had Paul here a couple weeks ago. He came over for a land run, and we were able to chat with him a little bit, and we got a clip of that. Hi, I'm Bobby Thompson. Sitting here next to me today is my guest, Paul Errington, and kind of good friend, I think, when he claims me.
Very good coincidence.
Paul, talking a little bit the Dirty Reiver. When's it coming up this year?
We're 5 weeks out now, so we're April 21st. It's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What year is this for the Dirty Reiver?
We are on year 3, so we're growing. The event is getting stronger every year.
What's
sure.
how many your entry limit?
We're going to be just short of 1,000 riders this year.
Wow.
So 2 years ago we were at just over 400. So this is a real good indicator of how strong gravel is becoming in the UK.
Absolutely. When how did the idea come for the Dirty Reiver for you?
Is directly inspired by Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, rode Kansas. Loved the whole atmosphere. Loved the Emporia vibe. Wanted to do something, give back. Really, I've ridden hundreds of events now. It was a time to put back and do something on my own. Do an event.
So gravel events, or at least your gravel event over there, is it kind of what we're used to over here? I mean, are the roads the same? Is it? Granted, when we say gravel, I mean let's be honest. We're talking dirt roads, a little bit of double track, back roads. So
we're taking a different approach for gravel. We have kind of different trails, different roads to use. But with Reiver, we wanted an authentic US, like Midwest style gravel grinder. Mm-hmm. So the places we went to do the event are all good, solid gravel roads.
Good.
You're a testament to this.
Yeah. I went over there, and you definitely got some hills over there.
We have hills.
Some hills.
Some hills.
I was amazed by you're probably tired of me hearing the story, but the aid stations. Yeah. To me, I mean, the aid stations are a little bit more fully stocked.
We run it a little different, so we don't. We have support, so you guys don't have to have sag wagons. We provide everything on course for you. Just because the area is so remote, it can't sustain. There's no towns out there, so we need to make sure you guys have everything you need.
Nice. A little bit less of a racy feel.
Oh yeah, no racy feel at all. It's a challenge.
Yeah, challenge event. You're able to ride more friendly with other people. Yeah, there is no first. There is no. There's always a first person across the line, but there's no real fight for that first across the line, right?
No, we do it slightly differently. We award guys who finish in a certain time.
Okay. That
they get an award time.
So a certain time range based off of the first time across the line, and then you take percentages based off that going backwards.
It was for first year we used percentages.
Okay.
And now we have a set times.
Oh, you just have set times. As you cross this line, if you're within this group, you know which award you're going to get. And you have a little different naming categories for each thing.
We do. Yeah, we have the highwaymen, the outlaws, and the brigands.
Nice.
So all based historically on the guys who were in that area.
Could you have like a category at the end for the casual cyclists?
Somewhere in the middle, I think.
Perfect. Okay, so does the course change every year, or do you kind of keep it the same? Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have the infrastructure of gravel back roads to change the course that much every year?
Absolutely. We're in it's an area called the Borders region. It sits between England and Scotland. Okay. And it's all owned by Forestry Commission, so it's huge forests. We could probably add another 100 kilometers onto our 200 kilometer course.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to be the last year on the original course. Next year will be different.
Okay. Will you still have the same starting venue?
Kielder Castle, yeah. We want to keep it at the castle. It's such a cool spot. It's iconic. Yeah. People like to finish it. It's a small castle, but it's still a castle.
I was pretty excited to finish out a castle, I have to say. Yeah. The only thing that would have been cool is if we kind of got to come in and maybe do a little sword fighting or whatever on the side. That would have been kind of neat. So, no, it was definitely kind of neat to come in. There's even a little cafe at the castle, so you can come in afterwards. You can even get a little coffee and scone if you want to. If they're not sold out already, I mean. How are do you have like an expo during the event?
This year's going to be the first year of our expo, so it's going to be the Friday the day before.
Okay.
We're going to take a leaf out of Kansas' book and try and get some guys to come and show some products and get people there a day early. Yeah.
To make it more of a festival type thing.
Yeah, we want people to come to the area for a few days. It's for a lot of people it's a long way to travel. So come and check out the area. Come and check out the riding.
It's been going for how many years?
This is the third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
What have been the temperature ranges?
So the first year was the one you missed. I can't give you in Fahrenheit. Maybe I can. Maybe you can. We can do a conversion.
Yeah,
I
we'll
can
do
maybe
the
just give you
conversions.
it in feels like.
There you
First
go.
year was cold.
Cold.
It snowed from the start, and it was snowing most of the day. Your year was the good year so far, and it was warm. Yeah, the
Which
sun
makes
was
me
out.
feel kind of bummed.
It's pretty good. This year we don't know. Maybe I think we probably owed a wet. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to take one for the team here.
And see, my year was the good year, and the good year.
Yeah.
And I sat in the van at the starting line until somebody was already talking. Was it you that was talking, or one of your partners was doing the announcing? I mean, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I think they were doing the countdown. I hopped out of the van, ran over, jumped on my bike because it was like 20 degrees and my fingers were frozen. And that was the good year.
Yeah, it's always cold at the start in the morning. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it did climb up into, I think, the 50s that day.
Yeah, but it's such a cool spot to be. It's like UK wilderness. There's no cell phone reception there. You're out.
No.
Yeah, it's a black hole.
No, that was amazing. I mean, it was kind of neat because even where we stayed the night, there was like a little 30 by 20 room that had Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Nothing else the whole weekend. So you could take your pictures or whatever, but it's truly just taking pictures with the camera, being on vacation, and enjoying the bike.
Enjoying the bike, enjoying the scenery. Yeah.
Yeah, totally cool. Well, good luck this year.
Thank you.
Hope to make it back maybe next year.
For sure.
So, still trying to find a way back over there. So, all right, we'll see you back here in Emporia, Kansas, around Dirty Kansas time, right?
Yeah, I'll be back in a few months.
We'll talk to you some more about Dirty Reiver at that time.
Excellent, thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, Paul. Paul's always fun to talk to. I wish I was going back this year. It was truly a fun race. It was harder than I thought it would be, but it could have been because you have the flight over there, and then you have the weather conditions, and not my bike when I rode over there last year. But it was a beautiful race. So need to get over there if you have a chance. Yes, it's overseas, but if you have a chance to plan a vacation with a family.
Well, I'm saying that's what you guys did. You planned a vacation out of it, and that's the way to do that. If you're going to go over to England, don't just go over for a race.
Right.
Make a family trip of it. Enjoy it. Get out there, have a good time. And it seems like you guys did a good job of that last year. And I saw the pictures. I was a little envious at times, except for now that you told me it was 20 degrees at the start. Again,
it was
glad I was back here.
That was cold. Localish area, we have Cool Hand Luke is on Sunday the 22nd. Yep. We have the final Rage Against the Chainring race in Wichita area. I'm not sure where it's at.
I know it's just east of
just east.
Stearman Field.
There we go. So that wraps up on Saturday. I'm sure that we'd love to see some social media pictures coming in from those events, as well as your event, wherever you're riding at. Please send us in. As always, hashtag this is gravel, or send them to Gravel Guru. So, Matt, you want to show us what we got from last week?
Hey, thanks Bobby and Neil. We did have a lot of social media come in this week using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel. Let's check out some of the photos from this week on Facebook. Alan sent in this photo from Berry College in Rome, Georgia. This is the largest land area of any college with over 40 miles of unpaved trails and double track. This pic he sent in was on a single track trail on the north side of Lavender Mountain. Jens was out racing in Denmark, 135 miles along the North Sea coastline. John was at the Bavington State Game Lands outside Pittsburgh. Miles and miles of gravel, he says, grassy double track and single track. John was out riding Mount Lemmon in Arizona. This was a 40-mile loop with 12 miles of pavement. Lots of climbing and fast descents. This was a pre-ride of the Mount Lemmon Gravel Grinder, which offers a 50 and 60-mile option. Our friend Levi from up in Iowa was out in the fresh April snow. He says it was still fun, but I think they're probably ready for an end of the snow up in Iowa. Tiffany got 45 miles in between Saturday and Sunday in Missouri. They braved the cold, wind, and sleet and drizzle, but had a couple of great rides. Alan was at the Moors and Shores event in the UK. Said the route was changed to avoid muddy conditions, but it doesn't quite look like they avoided all the mud. Our friend Vinny from Cantu Wheels was out in East Texas in the Piney Woods at Oakhurst, Texas. Thank you to everybody that always submits your social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We love seeing the photos using the hashtag #ThisIsGravel.
Thanks, guys, for those pictures. Again, we love them. As Bobby mentioned earlier, make sure you're tagging everything. This is gravel. And again, if you do have races that are local to you guys, do send us pictures from those because, I mean, this is the season now where everything's really starting to heat up. Races are happening basically around here every weekend. I know on your page on Facebook, you put out a list of races within a close proximity, really, of where we're at. And, I mean, you talk about the 2 that are this weekend with Rage, and with Cool Hand Luke, and then next weekend you got the Epic over in Missouri. You got Open Range out here in Pratt, Kansas, and it is just one after another, really leading all the way up to DK.
Iowa?
Yeah, Trans Iowa's coming up too. Yeah, so there's so many races.
Yeah.
So we'd love to see those because obviously we're not going to get out to all of them. We only get to see a little bit, around here. So we'd love to see what you guys are doing. So again, make sure you're tagging those pictures. This is gravel. Make sure you're following us again on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We love to see what you guys are doing, and we love getting to kind of share that with you since we don't get to always be there.
Sweet. Hey, I've always wanted to do this. See you next week.